What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome back to another video. It's been a very long time, so thank you for tuning in. And yeah, we're going to dive straight into the charts. Apologies for me being missing. I've just been busy. And then last week, as we can see, price stayed very range bound, and only today on Monday did we actually reach that weekly fair value gap, which I spoke about in last week's earlier videos. I think I only posted once or twice last week, but you'll remember me talking about this buy side liquidity, which we've just attacked very aggressively. But nonetheless, first let's take a look at the economic calendar. And as you can see, we have high impact news on Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday with non-farm payrolls. So it's our favorite time of the month, or favorite time of the year. With non-farm payrolls, we can expect a lot of movement and a very classic start to the week in that we have an aggressive Monday. This isn't odd for price. It's very typical that price will run very aggressively on Mondays when we have non-farm payroll weeks, and that's because price is in a rush to get somewhere before it wants to then distribute or make its way somewhere later on in the week. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of that for now, but as you can see, non-farm payroll is what we're paying close attention to this week, and then we just need to be wary of getting all our trading done by pretty much Thursday afternoon or Wednesday at the moment. Wednesday, I usually like to get all my trading done when it's non-farm payroll weeks. Thursday afternoon can push it because we do have jobless claims, which can move the market nicely, depending on the PDA rates which we've hit. However, we're going to dive straight into things. So let's get rid of this for now. And yeah, let's take a look at last week before we go into today's video. And you can see, like I said, we stayed very range bound, and that's why I didn't really want to post too much, because it was just a lot of back and forth price action. Literally, we created the low on the Monday, created the high on the Tuesday, and keep tapping, and then we aggressively broke higher as we opened today on Monday, running those stops, and then price continued to trade higher. And you can see that we created a nice gap here, which we'll take a closer look into soon. But if we look at the gap, you can see our price came down, respected that 50% level, and then rallied and started pushing and closing in this weekly fair value gap. Now, do mind there is a lot of geopolitical news going on, and my prayers go out to all those affected because it's not very nice. But yeah, that is creating a lot of manipulation in the markets, and we need to think about how that's going to be reflected and just take that into consideration. Nonetheless, this is where we are, very much in a consolidation, as we have been for the past 6 months or so. And we've just started the month of March, and we've got to think, well, do we want to see up close month on March, or do we want to see a down close month on March? Now, looking at how price has been delivering, the way that we've ran stops 1, 2, 3 times, it says to me that price is likely going to want to pull back into the range. So I am expecting more of a bullish month on March. So I'm expecting more of an up close candle. I am going to be paying close attention to the past 2 months. So this month obviously being February, and then we can also take a look at January as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to mark out the highs and lows of these months. So we have the high of Jan here, we have the low of Jan here, and then we also have the high of Feb here, and we also have the low of Feb here. And this is relevant because it helps us with where we are in terms of the range. And our current trading range is obviously the range of January because of how much we moved. So if we want to see an up close month, that means we did ideally want to see the low get created earlier on in the week, but because of how aggressively we started trading already, it wouldn't surprise me if price wanted to keep pushing and rallying up to that premium. And again, what's helping me with this bias is because we've taken out a low here, we've taken out another low here. So and technically this low. So like there's lots of lows have been taken, but you can see our price is constantly coming off of it. So they are obviously refusing to drop price lower than this, which is why I'm more inclined to believe that price is going to want to pull back inside the range. And then that would then mean my next PDA array within the range that it's pulling back into on a monthly basis would be all the way up here into this fair value gap. Now I don't want to call that for now because my current trading range is pretty much between this high and this low, but we want to be thinking about where we're trading within that. So that's just something to take into account. Let's drop down to the weekly and take a closer look. And you can see how we've gapped quite aggressively, but again, we've ran out this high 2 weeks ago, sat in it last week, which is why I didn't enjoy last week, and now we're starting to expand back inside of it. Now, if we are expecting a bullish month, then there's no reason we shouldn't expect these highs to be ran. So I'm going to use this as a target for now, and I want to see price continue to work its way up. We do have a nice gap between this low and this high that has arguably been filled as early as Monday trading that we traded into, and we've just touched a high of this fair value gap. And remember, I spoke about this last week, wanting to see us get traded to it. We traded to the top of it within 1 day. So we're seeing a lot of aggression, but this aggression we need to use to our advantage. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this fair value gap, and I'm going to draw attention to the midpoint of it, because now that we're above it, I'd like to think that this will be able to provide some level of support as we roll on into the Tuesday and Wednesday of the week to potentially run out these relative equal highs. So let's now drop down to the daily. And you can see we've had a large Monday, and moving into tomorrow, I want to see a continuation. So I'm looking for an open, drop below that Tuesday opening price, and then I want to see price continue to rally and start pushing towards our buy side liquidity pool, which I believe is up here. With that taken into account, we can also take a closer look at our fair value gaps, and we have a nice daily fair value gap up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of a few things, so I don't want our charts to be too messy. And I'm going to make this blue because it's our target. And I want to see if price can start to tap into there as we move into Tuesday and Wednesday. Let's go down to the 4 hour. And you can see again, very aggressive trading. A lot of back here. This cross, how we've traded up, lower, lower, and then higher. This range between this high and this low, I'm going to be splitting this. And it's the 50% level and the 25% level of this, which I want to draw our attention to, because as far as I'm concerned, these should be able to provide us support moving into the new week. So let's get that all delineated nicely and clearly for us, as in the range. And as we drop down to the 1 hour, we should be able to pay more close attention. But here, a lot of back and forth price action within this range, but I'm looking at this bullish order block. And ideally tomorrow, price stays within this bullish order block, as in I don't want to see price drop below pretty much the 50% level of this. So I'm going to make this orange. And it'd be nice to see if we can maybe tap into that, but, you know, turn around at it to help us push into the premium. And I'm thinking about running that Monday high as early as Tuesday or into the early hours of Wednesday. Here's a 15-minute. You'll see there's a little gap below here. Again, I'm happy for price to tap into it. Maybe tap this orange level, which was the midpoint of this bullish order block between this high and this low. I'm looking for price to tap into that and then move away from it to continue higher, because ideally we're looking to run buy stops above here. Now, like I said, this 50% level is holding price. We tapped into it here. We were shy of it here. And as far as I'm concerned, price is still drawing up into that premium. And remember, there's a daily fair value gap up here. And because of how fast we've moved as we've opened March, price is obviously in a rush to get somewhere. And this is where I believe price is going to be heading. So that's pretty much my bias for dollar, pretty bullish. Not really much to say on that, but other than the fact that if we can come down here, I do want to see some respect. And I'd like to see that I'd like to think that we can get a nice reversal on the back of it, because like I said, the way that we've come shy of this level right here, as in price just was shy of it and then very aggressively ran these stops above here. Technically we're trading within this order block, this breaker, low, high, lower, low displacement. So if we can stay within this to then rally and continue trading higher, it'd be nice to see that buy side liquidity pool get hit. So what am I looking for? Well, ideally a London setup. If you've been watching and following me, you know that I do love a London setup. So let's just get the daily dividers up, and you'll see how much we've already moved on Monday, which is insane, between here and here. But like I said, there was a lot of economic impact over the weekend that, you know, is going to be reflected on the Monday, which explains the aggressive trade higher. But they're obviously pushing price to get somewhere. I don't doubt that at all. The way we gapped and opened and we started to rally, there's no reason we should anticipate anything different, and we should remain bullish until proven otherwise. And we have a clear target, as in a buy side liquidity, bullish, clear fair value gap on the daily here. So I want to see price pull into that on the back of the HINDSIGHT news as we push into it. So that's everything I'm going to say pretty much for tomorrow. I don't really want to cast too far down the week, especially with non-farm payroll, but I do want us to pay close attention to this orange level, which I have delineated for us moving into tomorrow. So tomorrow, get this marked out. Remember, it's the midpoint, and I'll go back up to I think it's the hourly. It's the midpoint of this bullish order block, this down close candle right here. Let's pay close attention to it. And the reason I want to pay such close attention to it is because if we are to remain bullish, this will be respected. If we go any lower than this, then it's going to be a mess, and it's probably going to stay very range bound until non-farm payroll, which, you know, it can do. But as far as I'm concerned, we should be able to just tap it and leave it. And that's what I want to see. I don't want to see us spend too much time down there. I'm happy for us to touch it, play with it, whatever, but I want to see us touch it and then leave it to then trade on higher and run our buy stops above here. And look at the displacement. I'm looking at how fast price moves. This is 3 candles and we've ran out stops. Look how long it took for price to get from here to here, low resistance. Look how long it took for us to get from here to here. Sorry, let me say that again. Look how long it took for us to get from here to here, high resistance, because it's taken a long time. And then look how fast it took for us to get from here to here, low resistance, because it was very easy. So it cut through price to the upside. What's that telling us? That price likely wants to proceed. So where could it be going? Well, we have a buy stop, as in a clear swing high, significant swing high right here from Monday's high. And like I said, that daily fair value gap. So that's what I have my eye set on there. And yeah, it's just interesting to see everything that's happening. And then remember, this is the high from January and this is the high from February. And the reason I've got these marked out is because we're running out monthly highs here. We've just opened March, and we ran out a monthly high already. Monthly highs are very significant. Why? Because it's the higher time frame, and previous highs and lows can be used as PD arrays. And the fact that we've broken it is saying to us something. It's saying it wants to go, okay, where's the next significant swing level on that high time frame? That's why I wanted to mark out the monthly high here, but also break down within there what are the PD arrays, and this is the next daily PD array, which I can see that price may want to be trading to. So that's what I've got my eye set on. But yeah, I'm looking for a classic London setup. Ideally, we can create the low in London, and I'd want to see some kind of continuation as we trade throughout Tuesday and into the Wednesday. Let's head on to GBP USD, and you'll see that GBP is a little bit messier, but again, very, very aggressive displacement to the downside. And look at how price respected these levels last week. Again, remember, I didn't manage to post last week, but I was speaking about this 50% level. You can see how we tapped it and used it as resistance, and we constantly broke it until we started Sunday, and price has been pushing on lower. But let's head on to the monthly. We're going to get rid of everything. These conditions aren't the nicest. I'm not enjoying the charts, which is why I'm not posting as much as usual. And you can see that price is pushing down into this monthly fair value gap. We've just tapped into it, shy of it today, but I'm looking to see us push into it more. And the fact that it's broken this bearish order block now makes this a bearish order block. So I'm looking at that essentially. And then if we go to the weekly, we can now look at, we have a inversion fair value gap right here. So between this high and that open, price shouldn't need to trade back into there. If it does, I want it to find resistance at the 25% level. So I'm going to make this black because as far as I'm concerned, price shouldn't need to tap back into it. And like I said, if it does, it's the 25% level that needs to be respected. So let's get that delineated like so. Let's get a blue level marked. Actually, we'll make this orange as well. And similarly, I'm allowing price to trade up there, but I don't want it to drop. I don't want it to go any higher than that. If it does even get up there, I honestly doubt it's going to even make it up there. I think we'll probably rally slightly into this. You see these up close candles, or this down close candle more specifically. I'm happy for us to rally into this range tomorrow, but I want to find resistance at that level. So let's make that orange as well. And the reason for that is because I'm happy for us to tap into it to create the high tomorrow, but that'll be the most. And then I want to see price roll over and start pushing down where deeper into that monthly fair value gap. And like I said, look at how price is very low resistance getting down here, but the way that we've moved so early in the week is saying that price is in a rush to get somewhere. And this is the next PD array, as in it'll be this fair value gap that it's going to try and fill. And then if we look over here, we can see this gap over here as well for price. So it'd be nice to see if we can run down into that. And like I said, if this can remain intact, specifically again 50% level, if we can keep this intact, as in price respects it, if it does rally into it, price can respect it, there's no reason for us to not be looking for shorts, with the expectation that we are going to work our way through this long wick that we've created today and start filling that fair value gap. And also now we have relative equal lows between this low and this low from Monday. Let's go down to the 4 hour, take a closer look, and you can see similarly tap down into it. Slight consolidation, but I expect nonetheless as they're moving into tomorrow, I'm expecting prices to roll over and keep pushing down to the downside. So honestly, nothing crazy. I know exactly with the highest I want to see price trade. I know exactly where I want to see price trade. And then if it breaks that, I don't want to be involved. Why? Because it's going to be very messy trading back inside of all of this. So that's what I'm looking at price. And look at how we displaced beautifully on Thursday last week. I didn't talk about this because I didn't post, but classic displacement, trade into the breaker, high, low, high, high, came into that, short, exit. We're just coming off that now. It's volatile times, guys. There's a lot of news going around, but again, there's no reason. I'm expecting prices to keep weakening on GBP USD and roll down into that south side liquidity pool. So let's go down to the 1 hour. Again, a lot of back and forth, not the cleanest, but I'm happy for us to tap into there if it needs to. No higher though. I want it to remain bearish. I want to see weakness. I want to see it keep failing and rolling over. Because remember, this is a whole monthly fair value gap, and all we've done is wicked into it so far. And remember what dollar done? Dollar traded right to the end of it. We've only wicked into it on pound, so there's a lot of work to do here on pound as well, which would explain. There is some high impact news on with pound CPI. I'll bring it up right now. Right here on Thursday, we have high impact news on GBP with the CPI expectation. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're holding price right until then, and then they'll push it, as in they might be intentionally, and we've seen it before when they hold price in a consolidation and then they'll push it on the back of news for it to catch up, because it has to. So that's just something to take into consideration. So I hope that all makes sense. And then again, I'm happy for us to rally into it. I just don't want to see us, I don't want to see us run this orange level. If it goes any higher than that, I don't want to be involved. But I'm happy to look for a setup during London session where price should rally. I want to see some kind of rally during the London, and then I'll be looking for some kind of shorts to try and run out this south side liquidity pool later, moving into Tuesday and potentially Wednesday if I need to hold for 2 days. This isn't trading advice, guys, by the way. And let's finally finish up on Euro USD. And you'll see, again, beautifully ran buy side, but then clear displacement, filled the fair value gap. If you watched me last week, and I know I only posted once, but if you watched last week's video, I spoke about this. Look at that. We've cleanly, beautifully closed it. Yes, it took into this week for us to clean it, but it's the fact that we're able to call these things. We're able to see it in the market and look at how clean price wants to close it. There's a reason for this. It's algorithmic. So we've closed that quite nicely, and the fact that we've closed it so nicely, what I'm going to do now is I'm still going to keep it relevant to us. So let's get that fair value gap marked out one more time between this high and this low, and I've got the midpoint marked out of that now because we're on the other side of it. So any kind of rallying price shouldn't need to go back above that 50% level. It should respect that and head where? Start heading deeper towards the south side into some kind of PD array that should be laying between this low and the low of this. So let's go down to the daily and take a look if we can find a PD array, and so be it. You can see we have one right here. High, low, draw that out. We haven't tapped it. We're very shy of it. But again, it gives us a nice discount target that price is clearly in a rush to get to. Otherwise, it wouldn't have moved that fast on the first trading day of March. So again, I'm happy for us to rally in the morning. I'm happy for us to rally during Tuesday. But I don't want to see us break the 50% level. Even better if we don't break the 25% level. Where's the 25% level right here? Simple. And you can eyeball it. But generally, and the reason you can eyeball it, and I'm not being too precise, is because we don't know the exact price levels that price is going to go to, but we know what it's based off in terms of the PD arrays we're shouting, and so it should be able to respect these levels if it's in line with our bias. If we trade up to this and it keeps going, it's not in line with our bias, and I don't want to be involved. If it goes up to this and we're finding that it's struggling and it maybe displaces away from it, we can get on the right side of the market, jump in a trade on the back of a setup, and start thinking about, okay, where's it going? Well, we have a clear daily fair value gap right here for us to trade into, as in a PD array. Draw down to the 4 hour, again, not really much. I would argue that euro is a little bit cleaner in this sense, but again, a lot of back and forth price action. But look at how we displaced from here. Again, bearish order block lined up perfectly with that 25% level I just spoke about. This is all defense, as in we have a bearish order block here, and I'm going to mark it just in red for us to see. Bear with me. So we have bearish order block, broken, trade into here, bearish order block, broken, and we're trading back into that right now. Look at how price is messing around with it. So we have this bearish order block now right here. It should do the same thing. If we're bearish, it should do the same thing. Yes, it can tap into it. It can wick up there. But my point is we're respecting what bearish PD arrays. We've even created a gap between this low and this high. Price failed, to trade back up into this bearish order block because of how bearish we were on Monday, as in how aggressively we moved. This would arguably be, if we are to continue lower, this is what we call a breakaway gap, and we can talk about this later in the week. Just drop a comment and remind me. But my point is, we're seeing hints of bearishness because we're constantly respecting bearish PD arrays. We have a clear discount PD array. We're seeing what dollar's doing, and we just need to keep that in mind when we're trading. And in terms of setups, like I said, I ideally look for the high to be made during the London session, so some kind of rally where 25% level, 50% level at the very most. But seeing the way we displaced earlier today at 3 p.m., I don't really want to see price go up there. I don't think it should have the power, so to speak. I don't want to see it roll over and try and start to fill the next daily PD array, because that's the higher time frame, and that's where we should see it drawing to. So I hope that all makes sense, guys. Again, apologies for not being active, but I'm back. It is my birthday this week, so bear with me. But yeah, don't forget to drop a like, drop a comment, smash subscribe, join the mailing list, join the Discord. All of the links are in the description, and also check out the turn on post notifications. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.